Fra Lippo Lippi by Robert Browning. I am poor brother Lippo, by your leave. You need not clap your torches to my face. Zooks, whatĺs to blame? You think you see a monk. What, ĺtis past midnight, and you go the rounds, and here you catch me at an alleyĺs end where sportive ladies leave their doors ajar? The Carmineĺs my cloister, hunt it up, do, harry out. If you must show your zeal, whatever rat, there, haps on his wrong hole, and nip each softling of a wee white mouse, Weke, Weke. Thatĺs crept to keep him company. Aha! You know your betters. Then, you'll take your hand away thatĺs fiddling on my throat, and please to know me likewise. Who am I? Why, one, sir, who is lodging with a friend 3 streets off, heĺs a certain. How dĺye call? Master, a. Cosimo of the Medici, youĺll the house that caps the corner. Bo, you were best, remember and tell me, the day youĺl hanged, how you affected such a gullitle's gripe. But you, sir, it concerns you that your knaves pick up a manner nor discredit you. Zooks, or we pilchards, that they sweep the streets and count fair price what comes into their net. Heĺs Judas to a tittle, that man is just such a face. Why, sir, you make amends. Lord, I'm not angry. Bid your hangdogs go drink out this quarter florin to the health of the munificent house that harbours me, and many more beside, lads. More beside, and all's come square again. You'll like his faces, elbowing on his comrade in the door with the pike and lantern, for the slave that holds John Baptistel's head a dangle by the hair with one hand. Oh look you, now, oh as who should say. And his weapon in the other, yet unwiped. It'll's not your chance to have a bit of chalk, a wood coal or the like, or you should see. Yes, I'm the painter, since you style me so. What, brother Lipple's doings, up and down, you know them and they take you. Like enough, I saw the proper twinkle in your eye. I'll tell you, I liked your looks at very first. Let's sit and set things straight now, hip to haunch. Herald spring come, and the nights one makes up bands to roam the town and sing out carnival, and I'll been 3 weeks shut within my mew, a painting for the great man, saints and saints and saints again. I could not paint all night. Oof. I leaned out of window for fresh air. There came a hurry of feet and little feet, a sweep of lute strings, laughs, and whiffs of song. Flower the broom, take away love, and our earth is a tomb. Flower the quince, I let Lisa go, and what good in life since? Flower the time, and so on. Round they went. Scarce had they turned the corner when a titter like the skipping of rabbits by moonlight, 3 slim shapes, and a face that looked up. Zooks, sir, flesh and blood, that'll's all I'm made of. Into shreds it went, curtain and counterpane and coverlet, all the bed furniture, a dozen knots, there was a ladder. Down I let myself, hands and feet, scrambling somehow, and so dropped, and after them. I came up with the fun hard by St. Lawrence. Hail fellow, well met, flower the rose. If I'll been merry, what matter who knows? And so as I was stealing back again to get to bed and have a bit of sleep ere I rise up tomorrow and go work on Jerome knocking at his poor old breast with his great round stone to subdue the flesh, you snap me of the sudden. Ah, I see, though your eye twinkles still, you shake your head. Minnell's shaved, a monk, you say, the sting's in that. If Master Cosimo announced himself, mumbles the word naturally. But a monk, come, what am I a beast for? Tell us, now. I was a baby when my mother died and father died and left me in the street. I starved there, God knows how, a year or 2 on fig skins, melon parings, rinds and shucks, refuse and rubbish. One fine frosty day, my stomach being empty as your hat, the wind doubled me up and down I went. Old Aunt La Pacha trussed me with one hand, its fellow was a stinger as I knew. And so along the wall, over the bridge, by the straight cut to the convent. 6 words there, while I stood munching my first bread that month. Oh so, boy, you'll minded. Oh quoth the good fat father wiping his own mouth, ĺtwas refection time, ought quit this very miserable world, will you renuncio, oth mouthful of bread? Oh thought I, by no means. Brief, they made a monk of me. I did renounce the world, its pride and greed, palace, farm, villa, shop, and banking house, trash, such as these poor devils of Medici have given their hearts to, all at 8 years old. Well, sir, I found in time, you may be sure, ĺtis. Not for nothing, the good bellyful, the warm surge and the rope that goes all round, and day-long blessed idleness beside. Little see what the urchinelles fit for. That came next. Not overmuch their way, I must confess. Such a to-do, they tried me with their books, Lord, they'd have taught me Latin in pure waste. Flower the clove, all the Latin I construe as, Omu I love. But, mind you, when a boy starves in the streets 8 years together, as my fortune was, watching folks' faces to know who will fling the bit of half-stripped grape bunch he desires, and who will curse or kick him for his pains, which gentleman processional and fine, holding a candle to the sacrament, will wink and let him lift a plate and catch the droppings of the wax to sell again, or holla for the 8 and have him whipped, how say I? Nay, which dog bites, which lets drop his bone from the heap of offal in the street, why, soul and sense of him grow sharp alike, he learns the look of things, and none the less for admonition from the hunger pinch. I had a store of such remarks, be sure, which, after I found leisure, turned to use. I drew men's faces on my copybooks, scrawled them within the antiphonarals marge, joined legs and arms to the long music notes, found eyes and nose and chin for alleyls and bl's, and made a string of pictures of the world betwixt the ins and outs of verb and noun, on the wall, the bench, the door. The monks looked black. Oh nay, oh quoth the prior, turn him out, dĺye? In no wise. Lose a crow and catch a lark. What if at last we get our man of parts, we Carmelites, like those Camaldolese and preaching friars, to do our church up fine and put the front on it that ought to be? Oh, and hereupon he bade me daub away. Thank you. My head being crammed, the walls a blank, never was such prompt disemburdening. First, every sort of monk, the black and white, I drew them, fat and lean. Then, folk at church, from good old gossips waiting to confess their cribs of barrel droppings, candle ends, to the breathless fellow at the altar foot, fresh from his murder, safe and sitting there with the little children round him in a row of admiration, half for his beard and half for that white anger of his victim's son shaking a fist at him with one fierce arm, signing himself with the other because of Christ, whose sad face on the cross sees only this after the passion of 1,000 years. Till some poor girl, her apron o'er her head, which the intense eyes looked through, came at eve on tiptoe, said a word, dropped in a loaf, her pair of earrings and a bunch of flowers, the brute took growling, prayed, and so was gone. I painted all, then cried ĺtis ask and have, choose, for morels ready. Oh, laid the latter flat, and showed my covered bit of cloister wall. The monks closed in a circle and praised loud till checked, taught what to see and not to see, being simple bodies, thatĺs the very man. Look at the boy who stoops to pat the dog. That woman's like the prior's niece who comes to care about his asthma. It'll's the life. Oh, but there my triumphal straw fire flared and funked. Their betters took their turn to see and say. The prior and the learned pulled a face and stopped all that in no time. Oh how? Whatĺs here, quite from the mark of painting, bless us all. Faces, arms, legs, and bodies like the true as much as P and P. It'll's devil's game. Your business is not to catch men with show, with homage to the perishable clay, but lift them over it, ignore it all, make them forget there's such a thing as flesh. Your business is to paint the souls of men man's soul, and it'll's a fire, smoke. No, it'll's not. It'll's vapor done up like a newborn babe, in that shape when you die it leaves your mouth. It'll's, well, what matters talking, it'll's the soul. Give us no more of body than shows soul. Heĺs. Giotto, with his Saint A praising God, that sets us praising, why not stop with him? Why put all thoughts of praise out of our head with wonder at lines, colors, and what not? Paint the soul, never mind the legs and arms. Rub all out, try it a second time. Oh, that white smallish female with the breasts, shell's just my niece. Herodias, I would say, who went and danced and got men's heads cut off. Have it all out. Oh now, is this sense, I ask? A fine way to paint soul, by painting body so ill, the eye can stop there, must go further and can fare worse. Thus, yellow does for white when what you put for youĺll simply black, and any sort of meaning looks intense when all beside itself means and looks not. Why can a painter lift each foot in turn, left foot and right foot, go a double step, make his flesh liker and his soul more like, both in their order? Take the prettiest face, the prior's niece. Patron saint, is it so pretty you can discover if it means hope, fear, sorrow or joy? Wan beauty go with these? Suppose ĺve made her eyes all right and blue, can I take breath and try to add ĺls flash, and then add soul and heighten them threefold? Or say thatĺs beauty with no soul at all, I never saw it, put the case the same. If you get simple beauty and naught else, you get about the best thing God invents, thatĺs somewhat, and you'll find the soul you have missed, within yourself, when you return him thanks. Oh, rub all out. Oh well, thatĺs my life, in short, and so the thing has gone on ever since. Ilm grown a man no doubt, ĺve broken bounds. You should not take a fellow 8 years old and make him swear to never kiss the girls. Ilm my own master, paint now as I please, having a friend, you see. In the corner house, Lord, it'll's fast holding by the rings in front. Those great rings serve more purposes than just to plant a flag in, or tie up a horse. And yet the old schooling sticks, the old grave eyes are peeping o'er my shoulder as I work, the heads shake still, oitels artels decline, my son. You'll err not of the true painters, great and old. Brother Angela calls the man, you'll find. Brother Lorenzo stands his single peer. Fag on it flesh, you'll never make the third. Oh flower o'll the pine, you keep your Mr. Manners, and ill stick to mine. Ilm not the third, then. Bless us, they must know. Don you think they the likeliest to know, they with their Latin? So, I swallow my rage, clench my teeth, suck my lips in tight, and paint to please them, sometimes do and sometimes don. For, doing most, thatĺs pretty sure to come a turn, some warm eve finds me at my saint's, a laugh, a cry, the business of the world, flower o'll the peach death for us all, and his own life for each. And my whole soul revolves, the cup runs over, the world and life's too big to pass for a dream, and I do these wild things in sheer despite, and play the fooler as you catch me at, in pure rage. The old mill horse, out at grass after hard years, throws up his stiff heels so, although the miller does not preach to him the only good of grass is to make chaff. What would men have? Do they like grass or no? May they or mayn they? All I want tells the thing settled forever one way. As it is, you tell too many lies and hurt yourself. You don't like what you only like too much, you do like what, if given you at your word, you find abundantly detestable. For me, I think I speak as I was taught. I always see the garden and God there a making Manel's wife, and, my lesson learned, the value and significance of flesh, I can unlearn 10 minutes afterwards. You understand me? Ilm a beast, I know. But see, now why, I see as certainly as that the morning star's about to shine, what will hap some day. Well, the youngster here comes to our convent, studies what I do, slouches and stares and lets no atom drop. His name is Gede, hell not mind the monks they call him hulking Tom, he lets them talk he picks my practice up, hell paint a pace. I hope so, though I never live so long, I know what'll sure to follow. You be judge, you speak no Latin more than I, belike. However, you'll err my man, you've seen the world, the beauty and the wonder and the power, the shapes of things, their colors, lights and shades, changes, surprises, and God made it all. For what, do you feel thankful, aye or no, for this fair townell's face, yonder river's line, the mountain round it and the sky above, much more the figures of man, woman, child, these are the frame to. Whatĺs it all about? To be passed over, despised? Or dwelt upon, wondered at? Oh, this last of course. You say, but why not do as well as say, paint these just as they are, careless what comes of it. Gödel's works, paint anyone, and count it crime to let a truth slip. Don object, oh he works are here already. Nature is complete. Suppose you reproduce her. Which you can. Thatĺs no advantage. You must beat her, then. Oh for, don you mark? well remade so that we love first when we see them painted, things we have passed perhaps 100 times nor cared to see, and so they are better, painted, better to us, which is the same thing. Art was given for that. God uses us to help each other so, lending our minds out. Have you noticed, now, your Carmineĺs hanging face? A bit of chalk, and trust me but you should, though. How much more, if I drew higher things with the same truth? That were to take the prior's pulpit place, interpret God to all of you. Oh, it makes me mad to see what men shall do and we in our graves. This world's no blot for us, nor blank, it means intensely, and means good. To find its meaning is my meat and drink. But you don't so instigate to prayer. Strikes in the prior. Often your meaning's plain it does not say to folk, remember matins, or, mind you fast next Friday. Why, for this what need of art at all? A skull and bones, 2 bits of stick nailed crosswise, or, whatĺs best, a bell to chime the hour with, does as well. I painted a St. Lawrence 6 months since at Prato, splashed the fresco in fine style. How looks my painting, now the scaffold's down? I ask a brother. Hugely. He returns already not one fizz of your 3 slaves who turn the deacon off his toasted side, boodles scratched and prodded to our heartels content. The pious people have so eased their own with coming to say prayers there in a rage. We get on fast to see the bricks beneath. Expect another job this time next year, for pity and religion grow ill the crowd your painting serves its purpose. Hang the fools. That is, you'll not mistake an idle word spoken a huff by a poor monk, God wot, tasting the air this spicy night which turns the unaccustomed head like Chianti wine. The church knows. Don't misreport me, now. It'll's natural a poor monk out of bounds should have his apt word to excuse himself, and hearken how I plot to make amends. I have bethought me, I shall paint a piece, thatĺs for you. Give me 6 months, then go, see something in Santal Ambrogio's. Bless the nuns, they wanna cast all my office. I shall paint God in the midst, Madonna and her babe, ringed by a bowery, flowery angel brood, lilies and vestments in white faces, sweet as puff on puff of grated orris root when ladies crowd to church at midsummer. And then the front. Of course a saint or two, St. John'll because he saves the Florentines, St. Ambrose, who puts down in black and white the conventel's friends and gives them a long day, and job. I must have him there past mistake, the man of whatĺs, and us without the z, painters who need his patience. Well, all these secured at their devotion, up shall come out of a corner when you least expect, as one by a dark stair into a great light, music and talking, who but Lippo? I, mazed, motionless, and moonstruck, the man. Back I shrink, what is this I see and hear? I, caught up with my uncle's things by mistake, my old serge gown and rope that goes all round, I, in this presence, this pure company. Where'll's a hole, where'll's a corner for escape? Then steps a sweet angelic slip of a thing forward, puts out a soft palm, on it so fast. Addresses the celestial presence, nay he made you and devised you, after all, though hell's none of you. Could St. John there draw his camel hair make up a painting brush? We come to Brother Lippo for all that, isti perficit. Opus. So, all smile I shuffle sideways with my blushing face under the cover of 100 wings thrown like a spread of kirtles when you're gay and play hot cockles, all the doors being shut, till, wholly unexpected, in there pops the hothead husband. Thus I scuttle off to some safe bench behind, not letting go the palm of her, the little lily thing that spoke the good word for me in the nick, like the prior's niece. St. Lucy, I would say. And so all's saved for me, and for the church a pretty picture gained. Go, 6 months hence. Your hand, sir, and good-bye. No lights, no lights. The street's hushed, and I know my own way back, don't fear me. Thatĺs the grey beginning. Zooks.